Hey guys, that McGimmer back here from that video, guys. Today we're taking a look at the Tennessee Titans Stadium in downtown Nashville. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Now, I'll be honest with you, this stadium is a very open stadium, let's be honest. So there should be a lot of details because of how open it actually is. So once you go in the tunnel here, you see you have Nissan right there. Go a little bit down. You have two doors which actually go to absolutely... Actually, no, they do go to something. Never mind. These two doors literally just go to this. Which, it always interests me because a lot of times what ends up happening is these bigger areas right here. Okay. There we go. Usually these bigger areas right here are almost like, I kind of call them like garage doors. Because usually what happens is a gigantic, thing kind of just goes straight down. And it is like that. Okay, I am correct. So pretty much what this is that when they're not using it, this just falls down and it's a gigantic metal door. So you would have to use these doors over here. So that makes sense. All right. We have fire extinguisher, which to be honest is the first stadium to have this. But wait, hold up. Is this fire extinguisher or is it fire department connection? Do not block. Okay. We have fire extinguisher, do not block. But there's no actual item. Like, they say it's there, but there's no actual item, which is weird. Also, it says exit right there. And also, we see it actually does have, is this, I guess, field? Or just like carpet? This is weird. It's like actual field that go all the way down here. So that's kind of interesting. First stadium we saw there that had this kind of stuff. And again, keep in mind, this is our 23rd stadium, I want to say, we've done so far. So, have not seen stuff like that before. And it's the same exact copy and paste on the other side. Okay, so, EA was like, listen, we'll make the Tennessee Titans Stadium a tad bit cool and unique, but then we're also going to make it a copy and paste as always, because that's their typical. Alright, so I don't think there's anything on the sidelines here. I do actually have players on the sidelines. If you've been following this series so far, you know I do usually turn off players. The reason why I turned them on is because of last video. Last video, when I had them off, the players were like on the edge of the world. Like, they just pushed them to the edge of the world, so it didn't really change anything when it came to lagging. So, kind of interesting. Alright, so now looking at this area over here. We have a little bit of a food stand, which, surprisingly enough, is actually detailed. I love so much how the vendors, okay, listen, they're not going to create different models for the vendors here, right? So they just use random, fans and just say, okay, well, you're going to stand here. We're going to place you right here. Does he actually get he does not actually get a drink at the water fountain. He's just staring at the water fountain. Oh, that's beautiful. We got some, I guess, those are on ATMs. I don't know what those are. I guess ticket booths, I would guess. They have something here that says, authorized personnel only. Well, we are authorized personnel. Doesn't go anywhere. It's literally just a blank, empty walkway. There's nothing you can actually do right there. Can we actually see these menus? We cannot. Okay, so they didn't actually render in the menus at all, which is not really that surprising, to be honest. It's EA Sports. I'm not expecting too much detail there. We're going to go back to the area in 1 second, guys. I just kind of want to see if there's anything over here. We have we have tickets. All right, let's go back to this area over here because I just wanted to see what that looked like, but nothing really special there. So we have the Titans East Concourse, number 3. And then over here we have number 4. So these cars, by the way, are they textured inside? They are not. Okay, so they literally are just a model, like a mesh, pretty much, with nothing inside of them. I didn't know if there was any type of way you could see inside, but no, there isn't. Alright, I think other than that, this area, I want to make sure I hit all this area, because this area is very detailed. We have Titans West Concourse right here. Outside here, we do have some tents, it looks like. And some garbage cans right next to them. Or, yep, interestingly enough. We guess this is like kind of the tailgating area where you would tailgate with your, fellow fans and, get excited for the upcoming game. We have a truck up there for Titans East Concourse. Obviously, this is Nissan, so not surprising. all of them to be Nissan cars. Right here, we have the Pioneer Airways. And this obviously is what the stadium looks like from the outside. We have home of the Tennessee Titans, Nissan Stadium. Nice. And we're going to look in more broad view in a second. And we're going to go inside too, I promise. But tickets, we have Titans East Concourse. We have Tennessee Titans right there logo-wise. Let's look at the outside here. We have Nissan Stadium. We have Tennessee Titans T4 tire. Okay. Going to the edge here, we have Nissan again. We have another car, so all these different cars here. We have Titans East Concourse. 10 is Titans East Concourse. Okay. We have this car right here, which is just... Okay, so Bamboo Wireless. I love that they have all the advertisements correct, too. Pioneer Airways. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why I couldn't read that word for a second, but I don't know. Maybe it's I had too much Thanksgiving already, and I already ate too much for Thanksgiving, so now I just automatically cannot read for some reason. But you guys follow the channel, you already know that. My reading skills, for some reason, at certain points can be crap, okay? Certain points they can be good, because sometimes I have to read articles or videos, but sometimes I'm just like nothingness when it comes to reading. My reading comprehension skills. Surprisingly enough, I did get a college degree, so that's even funnier. I did get a computer science degree, 4 years, bachelor. Not going masters on that one, baby. Alright, let's go down here. So it looks like all this area is just really nothingness. Like, there isn't really much area inside the stadium outside of, you know, like, just the typical you can see. So this is kind of interesting, because if we remember back to all the other, you know, stadiums we looked at, there was all those areas where you could actually walk around, and there was, like, textured and detailed. This is, oh, no, this is, okay, so it's a top stadium here. So they really, interesting. So EA really only made details on areas that are truly, you know, you can actually see. So it's not like, if you can't see it, EA Sports is not going to put it in the game, pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm getting from this. If it's not accessible to be seen from, like, you know, a camera or like a cutaway shot, they're not going to put it in there. So all these areas that are not, like, you can't see, like, for example, inside the stadium, isn't really going to be detailed. So, for example, right here, this just goes to a blank wall. That's interesting. I mean, like I said, you know, if this was our first stadium we looked at and that was the case, I would be like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, like, come on, I'm not going to expect too much for EA. But then you go look back on this channel. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium. There's crevices and corridors that, like, no, you can't see no matter what. And all of them are detailed. All of them. So what about this glass area right here? So these are the suites. Oh, they don't even have... Wait, no, they do, but they don't have the suites? Wait, what's going on here? Okay, so do they actually have suites in here or no? No, they don't. So this is actually the first stadium that doesn't actually have textured suites. And by what I mean by actually, I know it is. It just... Kinda. This is the textured suites. This is the least textured of any stadium so far out there. Every other stadium at least has, like, you know, a TV with the game on or something like that. This is the first stadium that does not have any of that. So they really went, like... They really went budgety when it came to putting details in this stadium. That's interesting. Alright, so stadium-wise, kind of iffy. I'm not going to lie to you. But what we really care about here, boys and girls, is the parking lot. And look at that parking lot. Look at all those Nissans. You know, it'd be funny if they would have made every car here a Nissan. That would have been funny. Now, ironically enough, what you're going to see is because the... Listen, they only have so many car textures are actually going to make for these stadiums. A lot of the cars here are probably just going to be renders of the cars in the stadium. Because they're like, you know what? We're not going to create too many more assets. Which, to be honest with EA, I'm not even going to blame them for. I mean, there's no reason to do this. You know, obviously, yes, I'm looking at this. But in reality, other than the cutaway shots, there's no point. We actually have bridges. These are like our actual first bridges we have in this series so far. And I'm actually Oh, that's glitched. I'm actually surprised. All right, so right here we have two bridges. Interesting. Goes down to downtown Nashville. Now, I've been to downtown Nashville before, so I'm not going to tell you right now that is very accurate, but I'm going to say that I've been there. All right, so, see, this is what I'm talking about, EA. I said this in many videos, but you might be new. This texture right here, reflection off a texture, is very difficult to do. Because pretty much you're creating that texture as a smart object, and then you're doing that reflection. This is very difficult to do reflection off water like this, especially when it comes to these, you know, mainly 2D animation type concepts. So the fact that they actually they do that so correctly in all these stadiums for really a purpose of nothing because no one's going to see it, I give EA props for that one. I really do. I have to see what's in the... What is this world barrier? There's usually nothing out there. Usually it's like nothingness. Okay, I can't actually go that far. Mainly because I have... I set this at 1500 by 1500. They're not going to let me go that far, I don't think. I'm actually going straight into the ground right now. I'm about to go into the void. I'm about to go in the void, guys. Alright, so this is just like a gigantic wall of nothingness, pretty much. That's all I'm getting for this. Yeah, it's just a 2D texture plane of nothingness. Okay. I just wonder what that was, because it's like, usually they have like, either like, you know, a skyline in the background, or just, you know, something at least. That's like, was absolutely nothingness. Alright, going back over to the stadium here, I want to look at some buildings near the stadium. I just kind of got curious there, and, you know, my ADHD kind of kicked in there. But what do we got over here? We got this gigantic building right here. It's shiny. Interesting, okay. I mean, we have a lot of downtown Nashville here, which I kind of do like. I think it looks really, really awesome. I mean, again, like I said, is it as detailed as Chicago Bears Stadium? Absolutely no. Why is this random dirt texture in here? Oh, man, I don't know why I ask questions anymore. But it's not as detailed as, like, the Chicago Bears Stadium. If you go back and watch that video, that was episode 1 of the series. That was so freaking textured all the way around that, which was insane how much textures that was. Now, again, like I said, I'm not sure about their baseball, basketball, hockey. I'm not sure about any of that when it comes to Titans or Tennessee's teams. You can tell me down below. Is this stadium right here supposed to be the basketball stadium? It looks like a basketball arena. It's kind of what I see when I look at it. It's not really textured, and what's going on with this? So this is not a road texture. This is a different type of texture. Okay, this is, tell me down below what you think this is. It's very reflective. You see this, right? And it's actually above the road texture. So whatever this is actually a picture. This right here is a picture. And that's why it's so reflective off the surface. So I'm not sure why it's so reflective, but my only thing could think of is that is a picture of some kind. And that's why it's so reflective of some way. Don't you love how the river just stops right here? The river just gives up. They're like, you know what? We're going to make the river, but we're not going to make the river go past a certain point. Because, you know, we don't care that much. And again, like I said, I always say this. And I don't want this to get misconstrued. Any detail they put in these stadiums outside of stadiums, I am very appreciative of. Well, yes, you know, I might be like, make jokes or, you know, poke fun at EA because it's EA. At the same time, you know, I'm very appreciative they actually add any detail outside these stadiums. Because they don't have to, right? This is all things that they add themselves just to add realism to the game. And so, again, like I said, even though I will make fun of them in certain categories, I always do that. That's my job. That's my purpose. That's what I love to do. When you play Madden as long as I have since 2000 and Madden 2000 pretty much, you know, and seeing how Madden has gone really downhill, you can make fun of EA. Why did they make 74 freaking neighborhoods, bro? I mean, listen, again, like I said, I'm not going to doubt the fact that there's a lot of houses in Tennessee. It's a beautiful area, but, like, did you need to have the freaking recreation of, what was that called? Was it called something fancy from SpongeBob, where Squidward went to after, you guys know what I'm talking about, when he went to the custom area, right, where all the Squidwards lived, all the squids lived. Reminds me of that. Like, every house looks the same, except different colors. It's literally just correctly in line, every single house. So all these houses are technically townhouses. So that's even more interesting. Wow, okay. And then we go back to the stadium here, and I think that's pretty much it. Like, well, yes, again, like I said, downtown here, there are certain areas. Let me go, okay, get through all those players. What's inside here? Okay, nothingness. I kind of just figured it would be. But again, like I said, that's pretty much it, guys. So tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll be definitely interested. And what team should we do next? Because I think we have 8. I think we believe we have 7, 9 teams left. I think we have 9 teams left to do. Peace out, guys.